Well, to something special for tonight. I confess to being biased. I've known this man for some time, a long time. Perhaps a more gifted cricketer I've rarely seen, Shane Watson, who's retired from all cricket. That splendid writer Gideon Haigh described Shane Watson on the day of his retirement early last month as, quote, a multi-skilled, multi-format cricketer. He made his first-class debut on the third day of the new millennium. As Gideon wrote, he deserves to be considered our first cricketer of the 21st century. He may be the Australian player who best adapted to the global challenges of the past 2 decades. Oddly enough, Shane Watson has filled every slot in Australia's batting order from 1 to 7. Often he was the bowler most likely to succeed, also an outstanding fieldsman, and he captained Australia. Shane played international cricket for 14 years. He was ranked the #1 T20 all-rounder in the world. Astonishingly, his top score in Test cricket was 176. His top score in one days was 185 not out, and that was in Bangladesh, where in an innings of 185 not out, he hit 150 in boundaries, 15 sixes and 15 fours. Unbelievably, in a T20 game, only 20 overs, against India in Sydney in 2011, he made 104 not out. He also took 5 for 40 at Lords against Pakistan in 2010. It's easy to argue he is one of the finest all-round cricketers the country has ever produced. He's now married to a beautiful wife, Lee. They've got 2 lovely children. I thought we'd just have a yarn with him at the end of a cricketing career, but the beginning of many other things. Shane, good evening to you. Now, I've told you many times, you're a bully with the bat. What about that innings at Bangladesh? Was it too hot to run?
It was, yes. We were batting second, and it was pretty hot. So it's amazing what you can do when you've got nothing to lose, knowing that worst case scenario got out and I could have a bit of a breather. So that was a good day for sure.
15 fours and 15 sixes. I must say, you're not going to live poorly. You were one of the highest paid non-Indian cricket players in the world for 5 consecutive years. Hey?
Yeah, look, I'm not sure where they get those stats from exactly, but look, I know I've been incredibly fortunate to be able to come through at a time in world cricket, not just Australian cricket, where we can earn incredible money, and the IPL especially has been something that's been a big gift for all the cricketers around the world.
Well, this man you're looking at now has been the Australian Player of the Year in all formats. He's the only player to ever win 4 consecutive Man of the Match awards in ICC events. What do they teach you at Ipswich Grammar?
Well, they taught me that there's a fence to be able to hit it over, and I used to get in trouble at training a bit, hitting balls into a few houses, a few tiles got broken. But I've always loved doing that.
At Ippy Grammar. Yeah. Listen, if that's the way you swing the blade, what do you like at baseball and golf?
Well, golf, I've sort of had a bit of a hiatus over the last 15 years, but now I've retired. Golf is one of my main things, so. Yeah, I'm not going to die wondering.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
Not going to die wondering.
Now, you and I have joked about this, but I'm going to ask you a question I'm sure you can't answer. You played 324 games in the T20 format. 324. Do you know that?
Yeah, I know I played quite a few in the end.
Now, do you know how many sixes you scored in 324 games?
No, I'm not sure, because I had some not great days, but I had some good days where I hit a few as well on some smaller boundaries.
When you think, what would you say?
I'm not probably around 400 or so, maybe.
Not bad. 467.
Good bats, smaller boundaries, and now, yeah.
They would have been happy with you at Ippy Grammar. Now, listen, what about business? You do these podcasts, Lessons Learnt with the Greats. Tell us about that.
Absolutely, yeah. I've been very fortunate to be able to interview, 33 of some of the greatest cricketers that have ever played, and it's more so just digging into the lessons that they learnt. So me as a 16 or 17-year-old to be able to, give out that information that I've been so fortunate to be able to gain throughout my career. Getting to know so many of the greatest players that have played the game of cricket, just to really pull out that information so other people coming through can learn as much as they can.
Well, I can't say this and you can't, so I thought I'd quote Gideon again. He says of Shane, he writes intelligently, he talks technique to camera with an affable nerdiness. He's the president, you're the president of the Australian Cricketers Association. I know you too well to make a final observation, but I thought an objective observation for our viewers would be appropriate, again from Gideon Haigh. This is what he said on the day Shane retired. There are, at any rate, few better informed or connected personalities in the game. He was a calm, shrewd head during 2017's pay dispute when the ACA, the Cricket Association, returns to the negotiating table with Cricketing Australia next year. He'll be an influential figure again. One innings ends, Gideon said, another begins. There you are.
It's very sweet of him to say that, but yeah, it's an exciting thing about the next phase, for sure.
Well, look, thank you for the pleasure you've given. I'm speaking on behalf of the sporting family and on behalf of all the cricketing family. We wish you and your family all the best in the future, and it's wonderful, wonderful. The friendships will continue, and we'll catch up.
Absolutely. Thanks for all your support, mate.
There he is, S.R. Watson.